Hello and welcome to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Grand Arena Championships, Season 24, Week 1, Round 2. My name is Boma Fett. If you're looking for my video for Week 1, it does not exist. I had a recording issue where it recorded my voice but didn't record the video. I did win in the first round, however, so we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But let's see who I'm facing this round. Baniss Durron. Baniss Durron is one of the default names in the game. In fact, if you look at my pod, there's another Baniss Durron in my pod. So I may be facing back-to-back Baniss Durrons. We'll see. In the first round, I faced CD. And you can see I outscored CD 1748 to 101. CD had double Galactic Legends, only set one of them on defense, so in the top zone here, we had SLKR, we had a Newt squad, a Phasma squad, and Bosk squad. I one-shot all of those. In the bottom zone, we had JTR, Grievous, Padme, and it's a weird Padme squad with CLS in it, and Jedi Knight Revan. I one-shot all of those. In the back zone, we had some garbage. We had Phoenix, Ewoks, and Karth. I soloed Phoenix with Wampa, I soloed the Ewoks with Nest, and I had my CLS squad left, and so I used just CLS, Han, and Chewie, and I wiped out the Karth squad. In the ship zone, we had two very poor fleets. CD actually did not have Negotiator or Malevolence or the Executor. In the end, I actually had General Skywalker left sitting on my bench. I didn't use him because I didn't set him on defense. Instead, I set Shock with my clones on defense. I was trying to stretch my roster. I have to set 11 squads on defense now. In the old format, I only had to set 9. So that means I need 4 more squads than I used to need. That is really stretching my roster. So I went with Shock clones. I've got a really bad Bounty Hunter squad here, Grievous and Newt, and you can see they attacked Grievous without getting anyone down. In the top zone, they did beat 2 of my squads. They took 2 shots to get through Padme and 1 to take out Kylo Ren unmasked. They took 1 try against my Mothma squad, and my Mothma squad is not very good. I even have a 3-star Gear 10 Kyle Katarn in there. And then I've got Rebel Rubbish, which they didn't try. So they had placed SLKR on defense. They saved Sith Eternal for offense. I'm not sure where they used Sith Eternal. I would assume it was against Kylo Ren unmasked. That was the only squad that they one-shot. But that seems like a questionable choice for Sith Eternal. So maybe they used Sith Eternal against Padme. Maybe they tried to solo that Padme squad and lost. I don't know. So let's go ahead and get back to this current round. Let's take a look at the hotbot for a quick comparison with Baniss Durron. Alright, so as you can see, the hotbot shows lots of green on my side, but there are a couple of key areas of red over here on Baniss Durron's side. So let's zoom in and take a closer look. Here in the top section, the first thing that jumps out at me is a very low guild GP. We'll have to see if this affects Baniss Durron's roster or not, but usually a low guild GP means no Get-To ships, no Wat Tambor, no Ki-Adi-Mundi, so it can definitely have a major negative impact on a roster. You can see that Baniss Durron only scored 190 banners in the first round, compared to my 1748. Now the best score and lifetime banners, these are based on the old GAC format, so I don't know how relevant those are going to be, but 1413 is very low and 28,000 is also on the low side. This suggests that Baniss does not do much in the way of GAC. These statistics actually had me concerned that Baniss Durron might be an auto setter, but when I checked the GAC history, Baniss does set defense. They just set a lot on defense. And we can see that down here when we compare the offensive wins to defends. It's about 50% defends versus wins. These wins are very, very low though. So Baniss just does not participate in GAC very much, or at least they didn't under the old format. With this new format, everybody needs to participate in GAC if they want to get crystals. In the overall GP, we are very, very close, and that's because that's how they determined the leagues at the start of this new format, is they just did it by overall GP. In the past, it was determined by top 80 and top 65, and you can see that I do have an advantage, although a small advantage, in both top 80 and top 65. Baniss has 6 more Zetas than I do, although I am sitting on a bunch of Zetas. I'm getting ready to apply them to some characters once I get them geared up enough to be usable. But where I have a huge advantage is in speed at the top of my roster. Baniss does have 4 more gear 13 and 9 more gear 12, but I have 12 more gear 11 and above. I have nearly 100 more 6-stop mods, and as suggested by the statistics above, I have a ton more mods with high-speed secondaries. Now in the relics, Baniss does have an advantage as far as total relic levels, but it's fairly close, and if you look at the top of the roster, no tier 8, 2 tier 7, 1 tier 6, I've got 11 characters in that range. Baniss keeps most of their characters in the tier 4, tier 5 range. Now, few high relics means no Galactic Legends, but we also see no Commander Ahsoka Tano and no General Skywalker. In the key characters and important ships, we see that Baniss actually does have both the Negotiator and the Malevolence, even though they don't have a very high guild GP, and they do have Wat Tambor at 5 stars. So that low guild GP has had a little bit of an impact, but not a huge impact here. What really stands out in this report is the low speeds and the missing top-end characters. So let's go back to the game and take a closer look at Baniss's roster. You can see that Baniss is using Padme in the arena, and oddly, even though they have both Negotiator and Malevolence, they are using Tarkin in the Fleet arena. So here are the relic characters, and of course there's no Galactic Legend here, and so Baniss Durron has been able to allocate their relics differently than someone who's going for Galactic Legend. So what you're going to see is a little bit unusual. We do have a lot of the regular squads here that you always see relicked, like Grievous, like Rebels, some Bounty Hunters, Darth Revan, but we also have Ewoks, we have Jawas, we've got Geonosians, we've got some Empire that you don't normally see relicked unless they've got Sith Eternal. So maybe this person is going for Sith Eternal right now and just hasn't gotten them yet. But we've got General Veers and Tarkin there. There are more Ewoks. We've got Bounty Hunters. We've got some Night Sisters. We've got a Jedi Revan squad. So it is strange to see Ewoks and Jawas both relicked up. But what really shocks me about this roster is actually the modding. So let me show you the modding here. I actually legitimately feel bad for this person. I don't think they understand modding. So here with Darth Revan, you can see there are speed sets there. That's good, except they have 6 speed mods instead of just 4. And when we look at the mods themselves, we've got Protection Primary with no speed secondary. We've got a health primary with no speed secondary. We've got defense with no speed secondary. No speed secondary. And even the arrow is not a speed primary, and there's no speed secondary. The only speed on any mod is the triangle, and it does have 18 speed, which is really good, but it's the only one. So here's Darth Revan, who wants to have a ton of speed, and it's got 35 speed added. I've never seen a Darth Revan that slow. I legitimately think that this person doesn't know how to mod, doesn't understand mods. Looking at Padme. Padme is getting no set bonus from these mods, because the only one where there's 2 is speed, and you need 4 speed to get the bonus. The other 4 mods are 4 different sets. The character that has the most speed added on this roster is actually Paploo. Paploo has 72 speed added, and that's the most of any character on this roster, and that puts Paploo at 180 speed. So it just kind of makes me sad. This person has clearly put in a lot of effort, either a lot of time or a lot of money or both, into building this roster. And to not understand something as fundamental as modding, it's a shame. That shouldn't happen. And honestly, when I first started, I didn't quite get modding either, but there are so many resources out there, videos, websites, and your guild should really help you with this stuff. Like, don't force them to do something, but just explain to them the way mods work, because I don't think this person understands, and I feel bad for them. This is a full FU defense. They have gone faction by faction and put in their top characters for each faction. Now, sometimes that means that the squad is not great. Like, you might want an EP lead instead of a Vader lead, and I'm not sure that it's the smartest thing to be putting Traya with Darth Revan. Back in the top zone, we've got a couple of weird things as well. We've got Fulcrum with Jedi Revan, and Fulcrum is not a Jedi, so really Old Ben should be in that slot. GK should be down with Padme, and then GMY should be back up there with Jedi Knight Revan. So the squad construction is not great, but still, these are all fully relicked squads, and they're not pushovers even with bad mods, so I am going to be lucky to full clear, but it should be no problem winning, because they haven't left themselves anything for offense. So let's take a look at my defense. I did set my Galactic Legend on defense. It's the big advantage that I have, right? So of course I'm going to use that advantage. I probably could have gone even weaker with some of my other squads. I did put Mothma here, again with Kyle Katarn. I've got the Rebel Rubbish, and I've got a Bounty Hunter squad. I switched up my lead here, and I went with Dengar lead, and I put Fennec on this squad, hoping that she will help get the contract so that that squad can do a little better. In the last round, I had IG-88 in this squad instead of Fennec, but with IG-88, I decided to put IG-88 with Grievous. So you can see with the Grievous squad, I took out Droideka and I put in IG-88. IG-88 has the target lock synergy with Grievous, so even though IG-88 is not a separatist, he still works very well in that droid squad. That allowed me to move Droideka to my Newt squad. The other thing I did is I put Sunfac in there as a tank with that squad. And that means that my Geonosians will be down 1 member, but they'll still have 5 members because the Alpha summons the Brute. I also have my Kylo Ren Unmasked squad and my Beskar Mando squad. And with this Beskar Mando squad, I've put Vandor Chewbacca on there. I've gotten him up to gear 11. In the back, I put garbage because they're not going to get to the back. They're not going to get through Jedi Master Luke. And I put garbage fleets on defense. Alright, so we've got just over an hour left in the attack phase. Nothing like waiting till the last minute, right? Let's take a look and see if Baniss did anything against my defense. All my teams are still standing, but we do have 10 banners earned by Baniss. That means that they had to have attacked. So right there, 2 attacks against Beskar Mando. No attacks anywhere else. That's not really a surprise. They put everything on defense. But what that means is I just need to win 1 battle in order to win the match. And in this new format, total banners don't really matter. So that gives me a little bit more freedom to get a little experimental. And so the first thing that I'm going to try is going against the Jawas with a Malak solo. Now my Malak is only Relic 4, but the reason I think this should work is that Malak takes reduced damage from % health attacks, and the thermals that the Jawas put on are % health. So I think that this should work. We'll go ahead and put a shock on Dothja. Well, didn't get the shock. Scavenger is stealthed, so I can't attack Scav. We'll go after Nebbit here. Put the shock on Nebbit, get rid of that taunt. Let's get rid of Engineer. You know what, this is going to take a while. I'm just going to put this on auto and see how it goes. Okay, so thank you for the 79 banners. Against Jedi Revan, I'm going to go with my Darth Revan squad. And of course, I just used Malak, so this is a slightly weakened Darth Revan squad. And to fill that last spot, we're going to go with Sith Assassin. You can see my Sith Empire Trooper is only 6 stars. I stopped farming him because he is a Cantina node farm. And all of my Cantina energy goes to farming relic materials. Hopefully this still works. We'll fear them. More fear. We'll do that. We'll shock. We got the shock on Kenobi, which is great, so he can't taunt. And AoE. We've got the death mark on Revan. He still gets Savior, though, so that's a little annoying. We should go after Jolee. We've got the death mark on Revan again. So goodbye, Revan. Jolee won't be able to bring him back. And nobody has shock. Let's go ahead and put fear on everyone. Or on who I can, I guess. Ooh, hello. There we go. We'll do the big hit here. Goodbye, Kenobi. We'll go after Fulcrum. Alright, so only a 61, not great banners there, but I'm fine with it. We didn't have Malik there, so I was working with kind of an undermanned squad. Let's see. I actually want to switch to the bottom zone and go after the Darth Revan. And I'm going to take my General Skywalker here. Now, on the one hand, this is a little bit of a risk because we've got Nihilus on the other side who can just annihilate Skywalker. But on the other hand, the fact that it's not a complete squad of Sith Empire means that they're not going to get all of their bonuses. So that weakens that squad a little bit. We are going to go after Basti first. You know what? I could actually AoE because we don't have Malik on the other side. So that's a good thing to keep in mind here. We'll do this by Basti. Good counterattacking there. Interesting that Treya did not do the isolate. Okay, there we just had a health equalization. Like I said, we can AoE. Goodbye, Revan. Now we'll go after Nihilus. Okay, 64. These new scores are a little bit weird. I'm used to a 64 being for a solo, but now 64 is one under the soft max. We're going to go after the Geonosians with our bounty hunters. This can be a little bit of an iffy counter, but usually if your bounty hunters are faster, it works pretty well. Okay, we roar. We call the mass assist. We call another mass assist. I'm going to target Poggle here. We've got the contract. Let's go ahead and just try and ability block everyone. We disintegrate the Alpha. Keep the taunt up. Let's see, let's try and stun the soldier. Let's call a mass assist against Poggle. Let's see if we can annihilate Sunfac. Not quite. Get rid of Poggle. Let's try and stun Sunfac. Oh, he dodged. That's not nice. We'll try again. Let's call Aura to assist. Let's do this. There we go. Keep trying to stun them. Nice. I've got my Boba high relic now. I think he's relic 7 because I'm going for the Executor, so I haven't gotten him to relic 8 yet. Keep the taunt up. There's the big hit. I was expecting that. We're going to heal. There's a stun. Get rid of him. We'll call Aura to assist with another stun. Got lots of potency on Aura. That way she lands those stuns. She's another one that I don't have at 7 stars because she's a Cantina farm. That should be 65. Perfect. Against Grievous, I am going to try my Night Sisters. Night Sisters are, of course, kind of an iffy counter, and especially with my guys being under-geared, all but Daka. But the fact that my opponent doesn't really know how mods work, I feel a little bit better about this counter. This Grievous only has about 85,000 health. Okay, let's go ahead and go for the stun here. Beautiful. Maybe this will stun someone else. Nope. Right, let's get rid of the damage immunity on Droidica. And now we put the plague on everyone. Now when you put the plague on Grievous, he loses health and then he marks a droid, but he's already been healed back up, so the mark is gone now. Let's go after the B2. You know what? The B1 does not have plague. Let's put plague on the B1. Oh, we didn't get it. Let's see if we can stun Droidica. Nope. We'll do the big hit against Magna Guard, call the assists. We'll go for the multi-stun. Okay, we need to res everybody. Really need the plague. There we go. The plague on B1 is key to this. Okay, we're about to take out the B1. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can stun Droidica. Nope. Who has plague? Magna has plague. Try for the stun again. Just not getting that stun on the Droidica. We got a little bit more plague out there. Droidica's got the mark now, so we have to attack even though there's damage immunity. We can get rid of the damage immunity. Keep calling the assists from the grave. That's going to build up Daka's health. Res everybody. Do an AoE. Okay, that's kind of cheap. I killed both of them with one attack, but because the Magna Guard waits and doesn't attack and then dies, it ended up being staggered. The 2 deaths were staggered. So that gave Grievous 2 turns in a row. It's kind of lame. Okay, res everybody. Oh, we didn't get back Mother Talzin. We'll just do basics so that Talzin comes back. We really need a kill with Talzin coming back. We didn't get it. Darn it. So 58. That certainly could have gone better. But that saved my Jedi Revan squad so that I can use my Jedi Revan against their Padme. Against this Vader squad, I'm going to go with Padme here. We're going to put the Shin on Snips, because Snips assists. We'll just go straight after Vader. We'll do the AoE. It's really odd to me that Veers is on this squad, because Veers is the leader for... Oh, wow. That was a big kick. Veers is the leader for the Imperial Troopers. So by putting Veers here, they've kind of given up on having a good trooper squad. Got a few stuns there. So we're not going to get good banners here, but I'm okay with that. We'll do protection up. And Commander Ahsoka didn't even get to do her auto kill. So 60 banners is not great, but it sounds weird saying that. It feels weird saying that. 60 banners is not great. But that would be the equivalent of a 55 in the old system, so it's not great. Okay, we've got First Order, Phoenix, and clones. Let's go back up to the front. Okay, I've got CLS and Padme left here, and on offense, I've got CLS and Jedi Revan. So we'll go ahead and let's do the CLS mirror. I don't normally mirror CLS. We can do that. Shouldn't be a problem. We'll get rid of Chewbacca. Goodbye, Chewie. We'll go after Han next. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's get Luke out of stealth and get rid of the taunt. Oh, we can't get rid of the taunt because Old Ben just gets it again. Okay, goodbye, Old Ben. We need healing on Chupio. I don't know if there's any way to do that. Now we need healing on everybody. Alright, 63. That's not terrible for a mirror match. And against Padme, we'll take our Jedi Revan. We'll mark Anakin. There's no GK on this squad, so I don't have to worry about a taunt. So I didn't even really need to mark him. That's okay. The mark called the mass assist, so... Just want to do single attacks here. Oh, don't counterattack. Have Yoda do a basic. Basic. We'll taunt. Basic. Goodbye, Anakin. If I steal the buffs here, Shock T is going to counterattack, and she'll just take them away. But it does get me an extra turn, so I'll do it. Oh, and she didn't counterattack because she had Foresight, so I didn't hit her. You know what? I don't want to spread these buffs, because now I have Retribution, and I don't want my guys counterattacking. So I'm not even going to spread the buffs. Should have thought this through a little bit more before doing it. Okay, we'll mark. Big hit. Go after Grandmaster Yoda. Now I can give buffs to Yoda. I can have him spread the buffs now because Padme's gone. Pass the turn to Yoda. Okay, let's call Bastila here. Try and get her protection healed up. We'll call her again. That Dispel on basic is really annoying. Let's see if we can stun her. Nope. Okay, we'll mark. And we'll pass turn meter to Yoda. We'll spread the buffs. I can't tell who's missing protection and who's not. I think Old Ben needs some protection, so let's call Old Ben. And we'll mark. It looks like we're going to miss protection on Jolie. So I think this will be a 64. Yeah, okay. We've got Thrawn with Bugs and the Negotiator. So we'll come back to the ships and we'll do our squads first. We're going to go after Kylo Ren Unmasked with Jedi Training Rey. We'll wave Kylo. We'll try and stun OG Kylo. Nope. Let's go ahead and... Executioner's not here. Who should I go after first? I think I want to go after OG Kylo first, actually. We'll put the Inspired on Poe, and he'll give it to Rey. Alright, there goes OG. Let's see if we can stun Officer. We'll keep passing the Inspired around. We'll throw the Grenade of Healing. Don't really need to wave anybody right now. I guess I could take turn meter away from Phasma, but I think I might just be able to kill her. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can stun Officer. Okay. We'll keep the Inspired going. Let's get rid of this guy here. We'll wave Crew. Illuminated Destiny. And it looks like everybody's all full. So let's just go ahead and take him out. 65. Against Phoenix, we're going to go Wampa here. Going to go for the Daze so that they can't counterattack. Goodbye, Ezra. Goodbye, Sabine. We can take out Hera. Roar. Oh, they have Foresight now. Doesn't matter. 69. That's the new high when you solo a team and you have full health, full protection. And against the clones, we're going to go with Palpatine, Vader. I might as well use Pietron and Gideon. I'm not going to be doing troopers. This is my last team, so I can just kind of stack it. I kind of want to use Mara Jade, though. She's only gear 9. Would that be foolish? That would be foolish, right? But I might as well, right? Why not? Let's do some experimenting. We've got a 5's lead. The Force Crush. Merciless. You know, I might just kill Rex with one hit. Okay, killing Cody doesn't matter. We don't get the sacrifice from those two. We're going to Force Crush. Oh, we got the sacrifice. We can push back turn meter. Armor Shred. Okay, Mara Jade did nothing. I mean, I know she has some passive effects that could have helped there. Who knows? 65. We'll do the mirror match. Fast forward through the ship picking. Yeah, Snips and Fives are the fastest two ships. So not a surprise that they went first. We got the buff immunity on Anakin. So what that means is that you see the Unending Loyalty just procced, but he doesn't get to go stealth because of the buff immunity. So we'll AoE here, and that should get rid of him. Get rid of Snips next. Looks like I may lose Rex. We'll see. We'll bring in Plo Koon. Do a little healing. Push turn meter. Oh, he got the reinforcement in. Oh, and it's the Phantom? suppose that shouldn't surprise me. Let's get rid of the debuffs on the Y-Wing. We'll do this. Put the buff immunity there. That'll keep them from gaining more buffs. Yeah, now they can't go back into stealth. 72. I guess that's good. I don't know. I think that's the equivalent of a 62 under the old system, maybe? We'll go Malevolence here. Sunfac. The 2 droid ships. Soldier and Spy. I'm going to save my bounty hunters just in case. I know that seems wasteful. Like, I've got the Houndstooth there. It's the best tank in the game and probably won't get used. But if I need a backup fleet, I need Houndstooth for that backup fleet. In a couple weeks, I will have all the requirements for the Executor done. I'll be able to get the Executor next time that event rolls around, and then I will not be wasting Houndstooth anymore. But by not using Houndstooth now, I'm actually preparing for that. So now there won't be any kind of culture shock when I have to use the Houndstooth with the Executor. None of my other fleets are using Houndstooth right now, and so I won't have to make any kind of change with that. Okay. We're stuck behind the taunt here. Go ahead and put Buzz Droids. And we'll bring in the Spy. And we got the taunt on Sunfac. So let's take out Sunfac. Got Boba Fett coming in. Goodbye, Houndstooth. Gonna get some counter-attacking here from Boba. That's okay. We'll get rid of that target lock. Goodbye, Boba. Put a Buzz Droid. There we go. So 71. And 1732 is my final. One shot full clear, and the easy victory. I feel bad for my opponent. I seriously do, because they've clearly spent a lot of time and money on this game, and they don't understand a really fundamental part of the game, which is modding. It's not fun to do modding, I get that. But you've got to understand the basics of it, at least. I haven't remodded my roster in years. Like, I'm constantly fiddling with my mods, moving mods around, but I haven't done like a top-to-bottom remod in a very, very long time. So I get it, I don't like mods. They're very tedious to deal with, but they are so important. You have to pay some attention to them. So I want to thank Baniss Durron for the match. This was a mismatch from the beginning. Hopefully with this new system, people will end up in brackets where they're facing people of equal skill level to themselves. But this first week is just, you're stuck with people who are close to you in terms of your overall galactic power. And that's not a good way to do matchups. So the first week or two or month or couple of months, matchups are going to be pretty bad in this new GAC format. And this is an example of that. Now, luckily, I was on the end that benefited, but it's very possible I could be on the other end, and I could be the one that's being completely dominated by my opponent. But hopefully, within a couple months, the brackets will settle out and I'll be facing people of equal skill level to myself. I have a feeling I'm going to lose a lot more than I used to in the old system, but it should be around 50-50. That's the way that they're designing the system. You should win about as much as you lose about as much as you win. So I'm not looking forward to losing a lot, but I am looking forward to better matchups. So thank you, Baniss Durron, for at least placing a real defense and not just auto-deploying. And thank you all for watching this total mismatch, and I will see you next round.